All right, everyone. Welcome back to the Hobbit tournament. Today, we're going to have our week 1 Rung 1 match between the first, second, and third seeds, the Hamster, Captain Paxo, and Loyalist. My name is Flaming Laser, and I'm joined on comms here with Acute.
Hello.
So, we are just going to get right into this race. So the runners are already on the title screen. So since we have different title screens, if you guys want to just go ahead, click new game, and then tab out in the opening cutscene. So we can all start at the same time. But yeah, this is looking to be a very exciting race. We have the two finalists from our tournament, our last tournament, the Hamster and Captain Paxo. And then we have a newer runner, Loyalist, who quickly improved to get a sub 24 time, securing his spot in Rung 1. Yeah. Runners are almost ready. Like we just need to wait on Paxo. Yeah, I assume we're good now. So if the runners want to start or skip the cutscene in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. Good luck, everyone. We have a little bit of stream delay, so it's not going to show up on the layout starting right away. But we should be.
You asked me once if I had told you everything there was to know
Hopefully,
about my adventures.
we've got it in as in sync as possible.
All right, like they're off.
Asks you to go and oversee today's mining operation.
So this first level, Greatest Kingdom, for those who haven't seen them or who haven't seen it, pretty 1P2C heavy level. This first section isn't gonna have as much, but right now we just need to get through the door. But yeah, the rest of the level has a lot of 1P2C. We're gonna see also a couple of pieces of tech that are gonna be used during the run. Mainly using the buddy up function. Yeah, we'll see that later on. Looks like Paxo's stream started first, so I think Hamster has the lead by just a little bit right now. But usually you don't expect to see much variance in these first two rooms.
Yeah, it is quite a tight gap between, especially in these top players. You don't often find too much difference.
Yeah, entering this next room, we're gonna see probably one of the biggest turning points in the entire run. We have Gem Skip, which is a one try that saves about a minute and 40 seconds. So losing this could be or missing this could be disastrous. Looks like Hamster got it, Paxo getting it.
Paxo got it as well. Loyalist.
Loyalist attempting
Coming
it,
up
playing
to
a bit safer, but all three runners getting
yeah,
it.
took
That's
the time.
always good to see.
Means it's going to be quite close. Hopefully coming out of GKME if they each get clean rooms in here.
Yeah, this room here is also one that is probably one of the more difficult, just because you are doing constant 1P2C, and then you also have the gem section where you have to mine 3 gems at the end of this room, which is honestly quite tough.
Yeah, it is surprisingly hard to get perfect swings when mining and focusing on another character at the same time.
Yeah, here the runners are just getting resources so they can build this sort of mining elevator, I guess. Yeah, I believe this like buildable mechanic, it's used all throughout the game, but this is actually the only time we're gonna see it in this entire restricted any percent run, just because we skip so much.
It looks like Hamster has quite a big lead going into these gems over Paxo. And Loyalist dragging a few seconds behind, still quite close though.
Yeah, now on Hamster's screen, we're gonna see another one-try skip in this level. I guess actually Paxo is getting there first. He did a bit better on the gems, but
Interesting, yeah.
here we have barrier skip, where you're gonna use player 2 movement. Player 2 is actually able to move slightly earlier than player 1 in most rooms, and he's gonna use it to get over that barrier, jump over, before the collision actually gets put in place. The Loyalist attempting as well. So all three runners getting the skip. Very nice.
That is very impressive. Even at this top level, it's quite easy to either try to go too fast or too slow and just miss it.
Yeah, it's also another one that's punishing to miss, because even like the faster backup, still loses about 20 seconds.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're gonna see the first instance of the buddy up mechanic here. Our runners are going to aim to get a vertical buddy up, and then what they're gonna do is they're going to buffer a jump while they're on this gold section. Usually if you fall into the gold, you start to slowly sink into it, and it kind of acts like a kill plane. But what you can do is you can buffer the jump button to get a frame perfect first frame jump, and it will actually stop you from dying, and you can use it to cross this gap with both players and just end the room.
And it looks like all three runners managed to successfully use those buffer jumps to get all the way across. Going into the auto scroller now. Still quite tight between Hamster and Paxo, but Loyalist is just that few seconds behind still.
Yeah, so we're gonna see the split times coming in from Hamster and Paxo. Hamster getting a 5:23 and Paxo getting a 5:25. Very respectable times. Loyalist falling a tiny bit behind with a 5:37. It's still not a bad segment at all.
Oh yeah, really good times from all the runners there. Especially first match of a tournament game. Quite a lot of pressure going in.
So this section is where we're gonna see the sequence break in the run. It's gonna start off with bush launch right here. We're gonna do a buddy up launch to get out of bounds, and then we're gonna navigate this out of bounds terrain to a level door, hub door, that actually allows us to skip 10 levels, bring us straight to the last room of the 12th level. And yeah, that
Looks
is
like
going to allow
Loyalist is
for...
actually struggling on this bush launch.
Yeah, bush launch can definitely be somewhat inconsistent.
Yeah, and it is very frustrating when it just doesn't go your way.
Yeah, we also forgot to mention this, but another piece of tech using the buddy up is hovers, and you saw on Loyalist screen right there. What he did was, while getting a horizontal buddy up, it also works with vertical, but in this case it was a horizontal buddy up, he just attacked while being neutral on the joystick, and that allows you to keep your vertical height and just hover.
Yeah, so we will see that actually coming up on Hamster and Paxo's screens in just a moment as they come up to the second river skip of the run.
Yeah, and this hover can
Just
also
about
be
here.
chained infinitely. You can keep on attacking as long as nothing gets in your way.
And you can also change direction as long as you're not holding movement as the animation ends.
Yeah, for this third river skip, we're actually going to see a disconnect launch instead of a hover. So on Hamster's screen, you can see that he buddied up with player 2 instead of player 1. And he's trying to get his buddy up cancelled. You saw Paxo get it right there. Rubbing up against a sign, launching to the other side of the river. Hamster having some difficulty getting it eventually.
Yeah,
So Paxo is going
This
to
is
take the
quite
lead.
a new skip.
And yeah, that is the hub door that brings you to looking for proof. And then once we finish this level, the game is just going to act like we beat the entire story up to looking for proof. Yeah, we're going to see this again on Loyalist screen, but in this last section of looking for proof, you can actually skip the entire room by just jumping to the bottom part. The jumps are kind of tricky since the room is intended to you're supposed to shimmy like across the wall and you have to avoid the railing. But if you can manage to jump to the bottom with both players, it skips the entire thing.
Yeah, and Paxo got really clean looking for proof there, setting him quite a ways ahead of Hamster. Loyalist still dragging, just a bit behind, but going into this birdless skip, it could mean a lot for this run.
Yeah, we already mentioned that the one tries in Greatest Kingdom, but we're gonna see another one right here with birdless. So how this trick works is the runners are going to try and get themselves stuck inside of a breakable object, and by going off screen with the other player, they're allowed to build like downwards momentum since they're in like the falling state. So you can see Paxo here, he's going to jump over this wall and become half out of bounds. Gonna try and end up in the falling state.
Oh no.
Yeah, this not looking good.
Can he recover it? This might be the end of the one try.
Healing the bird, so good approach by him. He sees that the trick might not work, so he's going to do the backup. See Hamster getting the fall state very easily. But also playing it safe, activating the bird.
Yeah, just that tiny overlap there of the time taken for the downward momentum to build up.
Ooh, Paxo getting the launch, but not enough height. Hamster getting over. The Hamster's gonna take the lead again. Loyalist also getting stuck, and it looks good. Not gonna opt to heal the bird.
And that just shows how detrimental these one-try tricks can actually be to these runs. We might see Loyalist overtaking Paxo if he hits this.
Wait, Paxo is
which he does.
Not going for birds.
Now...
So there is actually a faster backup instead of playing this room casually the way Paxo is doing right now. What you can do is you can heal both of the birds and stand on the grate, and it will let you kind of ride the grate up, and then you can jump over the wall, ending up behind the fog the same way that you do with birdless. However, it is a bit slower, but he's not going to even attempt it. Instead of just playing the entire room casually, there's going to be a huge setback.
Yeah, I am very surprised about that, especially from a runner like Paxo. I'd have thought that he would have been practicing his backups, but we might be able to see it in another run afterwards if they fail birdless again, just to showcase it.
Yeah, Paxo was 10 seconds ahead of, or 11 seconds ahead of Hamster entering the level, and now he's going to be about a minute 10 behind or so.
Yeah, it's not looking too good for Paxo at this stage.
Yeah, and the important thing to note is in this format, winning isn't the only thing that's important. You also get points for second place finish. And right now, Loyalist is in second place. So he went from last place to now having the opportunity to get some points because of that Paxo mistake.
Yeah, and points are crucial in this rung especially. Because, correct me if I'm wrong, but top 2 players in this rung are automatically into top 8 runners.
Yeah, so since this is a
right?
Rung 1 match, that means both the first and second place finishers at the end of our 3 matches will be qualifying as the first and second seeds respectively in top 8. while the person that gets third, they're gonna get demoted all the way down to Rung 2, not having the opportunity to qualify for top 8 until week 3, since they'll be stuck in Rung 2. So
And then
yeah,
they have to get out of Rung 2, which can be quite a challenge, given how close these times have been getting between Rungs 1 and 2 in recent PBs.
yeah. So the consequences for not playing well in this rung they're actually very disastrous. Because you can go
Yeah.
all the way from getting the first seed in top 8 to, at best, getting the 5th seed, I believe. Yeah.
Yeah, that's right, 5th seed. And that's if you're playing at the top of your game for both week 2 and 3, sorry.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, this section, it's not completely an auto-scroller, but it's a very scripted boss fight. You have to wait for Sauron to throw like the blue bricks at you,
As you
and
can see
then
on Loyalists.
yeah, you have to magic to make a statue, and you do that 3 times. So there are a couple micro things you can do in order to speed this up, but generally you're going to be getting around the same time. One thing that the runners are doing, you might see Paxo right now, they're intentionally jumping into the kill plane to get rid of studs, since in all of the levels except for the first level and the last level in this category, it is fast to get 0 studs, since it skips the animation in the status screen of them collecting studs. It's about a 4-second time save or so, but since there's really nothing better you could be doing during this section, there's no reason not to go for it.
Yeah, I think the biggest thing to avoid here is when you're going for the no studs, as long as you're not dying as Sauron is throwing a blue fist, I think you're generally okay.
Yeah, so Hamster leaving first, getting a 631. Not a bad split at all. Going straight into Icicle launch, getting it first try. This launch actually isn't necessary for the sequence break, but it is about 20 seconds faster, since it's a much better line to the next level. And we're
Yeah,
gonna
there
see
is.
Loyalist.
The only alternative is quite a long, I think it's about a 30-second trek just through the village next to this mountain.
Gonna see Loyalist leaving Necromancer second, and Hamster entering OTD, going for fast OTD, getting it second try, very quick. Now you're gonna see him do a camera pan skip there. If you jump to the side of the stairs, you can actually skip like a 5-second camera pan. And the reason he's vertically buddied up here is so he can get both of his players over here to do another buddy up launch on the statue. This one doesn't save as much, only about 5 seconds or so, but still getting it second try. Not the worst OTD
And
room one.
we've just seen Loyalist get first try fast OTD there, using the same strats as Hamster, going with the vertical buddy up to the statue launch. Paxo getting quite a clean icicle launch off there. We're about to see him attempt fast OTD, which this could mean everything for him. Doesn't get it first try.
Yeah, Loyalist playing OTD room 1 so well, even though Paxo just hit the skip. It's really not even going to be that great for him, because both Loyalist and Hamster had pretty clean OTDs.
Yeah.
He's not really
I
going to
think
have
Paxo's
too much of
gonna
a
be-
chance to catch up.
Yeah. I think, especially with how consistent Hamster and Loyalist have proven to be in the final levels,
Oh, Paxo getting launched
might
too
be the
high
run.
on statue launch and getting all the way up to the kill plane.
That is unfortunate.
Again?
Happened
Wait, he's alive.
again.
Oh no, he's not. This is really unfortunate. I think the only way
Yeah.
Paxo can even squeak out any points at all this match, it would have to be a disaster from one of the other two runners.
We can see on both of the other runners' screens now, they are both rolling quite a lot, and that is because it's the fastest, most optimal method of travel in this level, because you can't sprint or jump. So you'll see that quite a lot.
Yeah, you're also gonna see Loyalist right here gonna pick up the flail with player 2, and the flail's special attack actually moves a lot faster than rolling, and you can also use it to skip this barrier right here. So you can see Hamster, he's gonna be using the flail all throughout the section just to gain a little bit of speed while moving.
And under hills and over hills my path is led.
And then another thing, you saw Hamster roll off the edge with player 1
I am
as he was ending the section. That actually allows you to skip a camera pan in the next layer. So right here you're gonna see the camera kind of cut for a second and then just instantly let him play. Normally there's like a 4 second or so camera pan you have to watch. Also getting chandelier skip on the first spin. This is a pretty solid room 1 from Hamster. You also see he's not gonna go for toe slide. There is a 10-second time save or so at the end of the section that skips the camera pan, but it is quite difficult. And with the lead that Hamster has right now, probably a good choice to not go for it.
Yeah, I think he's just trying to play it safe. I think he knows the lead that he has, or could potentially have. As you can see on the splits, Paxo is almost 2 minutes behind, which it's really not looking good. It's
Yeah,
about
he's
a
a
minute's
minute,
difference between each of the runners here.
minute behind Loyalist. So if he wants to get any points, he does have to rely on a Loyalist mistake.
I was just saying.
But so far,
Yeah.
it doesn't look like he's done anything to lose a minute. He had a little bit of trouble on the first barrier skip in the second section, but maybe like a 5 second time loss. Nothing close to what's required. Yeah, you see that both Hamster and Loyalist are right now are in this unskippable cutscene. For some reason, this cutscene just cannot be skipped, even though we are using the no-cut 5 cheat code, which allows you to skip literally every other cutscene. This one just is different for some reason.
And it's unfortunate because it is such a long cutscene, it can be quite insufferable to just sit and watch the timer tick up as a speedrunner.
Honestly, it's not the worst thing in the world, because it's a good break right before this next section, which is quite difficult.
Yeah, we're about to go into some quite technical launches. I think Paxo's just hit the unskippable cutscene.
Yeah. I have gameplay
Just
from
as
Hamster now.
Hamster's left.
So this room has 2 different buddy up launches. He gets the first one first try. Now he's gonna go for the second launch, where you're half in bounds, half out of bounds. He gets it as well. Very clean start to the room from Hamster. Really only has 1 trick left before you can seal this first match.
Yeah, and that is Jack launch that you're talking about, right?
Yes. This section at the end of this room is very consistent. Quite difficult to lose a considerable amount of time, so the only real hurdle he has left is Jack launch.
Yeah.
We do see Loyalist having a little bit of trouble getting this buddy up for the first launch. He is maybe giving Paxo a chance to catch up. Gets the launch eventually. We'll see how.
Paxo's about 30 seconds out of that.
Yeah, we'll see how this
So he
next
has
one
made
goes.
up some time.
Oh, that is enough height. Perfect amount of height. The Loyalist also gonna get through this first section. Still having a pretty considerable lead over Paxo. Yep. Now we have Jack launch from Hamster. Going to switch player 2 to keyboard for this launch. Just because it's much more consistent on keyboard. Gonna see Temps having a little bit of trouble getting the buddy up. Looks like he's clicking special a little bit too early.
We've just seen Paxo fail that one try launch there.
Getting the
But he
backup
does get
very
the
quickly.
backup.
Hamster finally getting the buddy up for Jack launch. And as long as he doesn't soft lock here, he will take the first match. There we go.
Which he has done. Very impressive run from Hamster.
Yeah. Hamster
We'll get the final time in a
finishing up.
second. And we're seeing Loyalist getting a very quick, clean Jack launch there.
Yeah, Hamster
This
finishing
is-
up with a
this is big for
23:52.
Paxo.
And Loyalist taking second place in this race.
We'll have his final
24-17.
time. So very close. Surprisingly close, actually, between those two runners. Very impressed with the both of them. Paxo coming up short here. Just at the end of this room.
Yeah, that is going to be 3 points for the Hamster and 1 point for Loyalist from this first match.
This is going to be a very interesting round 2 and 3 coming out of this run. Definitely was not my prediction.
Yeah, Paxo just having the big time loss in Necromancer from missing Wordless, and then not the cleanest OTD either, really sealed the deal. Yeah.
Yeah, really unfortunate there.
Paxo gonna be finishing up. $25.34. Yeah, from that first match, Hamster's going to get 3 points from winning. Loyalist is going to get 1 point for second place. And Paxo is going to be getting 0 points. So yeah, if we could get the runners to just go back to the title screen. Yeah, so if we could get the runners to go back to the title screen so we can start our next match. Great.
And they should all have the same title screen this time, so makes it much easier.
Also, yes, you are allowed to reset your. Just waiting. Loyalist, you can reset your split. And then we still need Hamster to get to the title screen.
Yeah, I think Paxo's ready. He's got his skip for the cutscene ready.
Gonna get a quick refresh on Hamster's stream.
You
Okay.
asked me once if
Looks
I
like
told
we're
you everything there was to know about my.
still
Yeah,
need
he's ready
Loyalist
for
to
the
just
countdown.
reset his splits before we can start.
It began long ago, in a land far away to the east. There was the
He
city
think
of
did a minute
Dale.
ago.
We should be good to start. Hopefully it'll update once we start the run. So the runners are ready to skip the cutscene. We'll get started in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Go. Guys, match 2.
Good luck, all runners.
Yeah, hopefully get these Loyalist splits to fix themselves once he starts his timer again. Not sure why it's not
Peaceful
going up,
and prosperous.
but we are
For
off.
this city lay before the doors of the greatest kingdom in Middle-earth,
Our king asks you to go and oversee today's mining.
Erebor. Stronghold of Thrall.
Yeah.
King
Right now,
located within the mountains
I think
of the
Paxo's gonna need to play the next 2 races pretty well if he wants to have a chance at qualifying for top 8. Because
Yeah,
right
it'll be
now,
interesting to see
he
if
neither
he can pull this back.
he either needs to win a race or get second for both, assuming Hamster plays as consistently as he has been. However, we do not want to rule Loyalist out because he did get pretty close that last, only like 25 seconds or
Yeah,
so
I think it was 25 out. Yeah.
away from winning.
So
And you
even
did
just the
see
smallest
he had
mistake
that.
from Hamster.
Yeah, Loyalist did have issues in Inside Information Room 2 with that first buddy up launch.
Yeah, we could have seen that being a much tighter race going into the final room without that little hiccup there. Could see all runners making gem skip once again.
Always good to see.
I also think a crucial part of this room that we didn't actually mention last time is the resource management that you have to do with collecting the wood and the rope and the gems to actually build the mining rig. It can be quite annoying as none of the drops are actually set in stone, so you could end up with too little wood or too little rope, which can cause quite a big time loss if you're not prepared for that.
Yeah, you might have seen the runners actually right after gem skip, there's a barrel with wood that they probably hit with player 1 just to get a couple extra resources before entering the room.
And we actually just saw what I was mentioning on Hamster's screen. He didn't actually have enough wood going into gem this building scene, so he had to go around with P2, player 2, and get some more, which has just set him back probably quite far.
Yeah, usually it doesn't lose much time since you are bottlenecked by hitting the 3 gems up top, but it stops you from getting a like push on the AI player before you're able to switch to him, which is it's not really a time loss, it's just a micro optimization that you can't really do. Oh, Loyalist actually missing barrier skip. Gonna have to do this hover backup. We'll see if he knows it.
Hopefully he does.
Assume he does
He
based
does
on.
have both players. He
It looks
does, I
like he's gonna be
think.
doing it.
Yeah. Unfortunate slip up there.
Yeah, that is gonna be about a 25-second time loss or so. Needing to hover over here to skip the rest of the section.
Yeah, so he just hovers towards the camera here to avoid the death plane before dropping in to activate this little small cutscene there. Taking him about a room behind the other runners.
Yeah, Hamster having a lot of trouble getting this vertical buddy up, which you need in order to do the gold jumps. So that's gonna give Paxo a pretty big lead out of Greatest Kingdom.
And that might be what he needs just to get this little boost of confidence out of Greatest Kingdom.
Yeah, I'm sure Paxo is definitely happy about his performance in this split right now. It's exactly what he needs. Like a win here would be absolutely massive. Especially if he is able to beat the time that the Hamster put up last. But yeah, Paxo gonna be honestly not as good of a Greatest Kingdom as I thought. But yeah, Paxo gonna be leaving with a 5:32. Hamster gonna be about 4 seconds behind with a 5:36. And
And we'll
then
look to see whether...
Loyalist gonna be there with a 6:05. Most of the time loss being that missed barrier skip.
Yeah, that is unfortunate for him. Going out of this level. It's going to be... Even 30 seconds can be quite difficult to make up in a run like this. Hamster actually having some trouble with River 1 skip. With this little bush launch here, just not getting the height that he needs.
There we go.
This really is what Paxo needs to get that lead.
Yeah, that's just going to extend Paxo's lead to probably around 15 seconds or so. And then also, if Loyalist can get this quickly, giving him a bit of room to catch up. Looks like that's good. But yeah, it looks like Hamster having the worst bush launch out of the 3.
Could mean a lot for both Paxo and Loyalist coming out of here. This will be interesting to see how this pans out going into the more trickier rooms and levels.
Yeah, we also saw Hamster having some trouble with the sign launch for River 3 skip. We'll see if he's able to correct that mistake time around.
I think Paxo hit it quite cleanly last time as well, so hopefully he can keep up that consistency to maintain his lead, get a win under his wings.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see if like the theme of just this race, this set of races has been the missed one tries. We saw Paxo miss Birdless and lose the race because of that. And now we have Loyalist pretty far behind. Not as big of a deficit, but missing skipping Greatest Kingdom also one try, putting him further behind.
Yeah, That barrier skip can be quite a run killer.
Yeah, clean sign launch from both the Hamster and Paxo. If Loyalist is able to match it. Looks like he's barely short.
Oh,
And the
yeah, that was
problem with this launch
unfortunate
is
there.
once you miss it the first time, your camera is going to be different. So you can't, it's not very easy to see where you're going if you're reattempting the trick.
Yeah, it's very hard to replicate multiple times. Looks like he's actually struggling here. Go
He's
for the
just gonna
backup hover.
drop trick, go for the hover instead, but he was too far right.
Oh,
And there is like a pixel there that can just cancel your hover if you're too far right. So that is going to lose him even more time. Might be very difficult to make it up after this.
we've actually just seen both Hamster and Paxo come out of looking for proof. Paxo with about 14-second lead, which doesn't sound like much, but in a run like this, that can mean everything. Looking at his birdless now, he is going for it.
I was honestly very shocked that he didn't go for bird skip as a backup. That looks a lot better than
He
his
has
setup
got,
from last time though.
and I know from watching his streams, he does try to play this quite close and to the limit of how short he can stand here, just for the micro optimizations. And he
gets
does
it
get
much
first try birdless.
cleaner. Like last time he still got the launch, but I think he just didn't get as much height as he expected, so he wasn't able to get over, but that was enough height and it wasn't even close.
I'm seeing Hamster go for it now.
Hamster also getting over.
He was still playing it safe, curing the bird though, just in case. About to see Loyalist go into that room while these two do the Azog fight. It'll be interesting to see, with the pressure that he's put on himself now from missing those skips, will he be able to make up some with a very quick, clean birdless skip?
Even if he does get birdless clean, he isn't really going to be making anything up. Like Paxo played it not like as risky as he could have, but it was still very fast. Hamster maybe lost a couple seconds to playing it safe, but like he really doesn't have much room to catch up yet. He needs to rely on either Hamster or Paxo making a major mistake. Because right now he's a minute 45 behind Paxo.
And I mean, going in through this level, there isn't much room for mistakes really from Paxo and Hamster.
Yeah, really after
It's
birdless,
quite a consistent.
it becomes a consistent level.
Yeah. You can see Paxo going around collecting all the studs, just draining them when he can into the void. A Loyalist just going into the little mini boss fight there, about a room behind, maybe even 2 rooms behind Hamster.
But yeah, let's talk about the scenario where Paxo wins this race here. Because right now, he's about 20 seconds ahead of Hamster, so if he does go on to win this race, that will mean that will mean he is going to be at 3 points, and Hamster will probably be at 4, assuming he gets second place. That would essentially, I think that would almost lock Hamster into a top 8 spot, assuming both Loyalist and Paxo don't win, or they both don't beat his 2352 that he put up last week. Which, I mean, it is possible, but it would be tough to do. And it would also mean for that Loyalist, he would need to win that third race if he wants any chance of qualifying.
Yeah, it's going to be quite tough for Loyalist, even though he does have that 1 point from coming second. It will be tough going through after those mistakes.
So a question in the chat
Trying to keep it
asking
collected.
about the point system. The way it works is it is just whoever has the most points at the end of these 3 matches will get the first seed. Whoever gets second will get second seed, and then whoever gets third will get demoted to Rung 2. The only reason that your final time matters is in the case of a tiebreaker where you have the same amount of points as someone else. And in that case, whoever has the faster time out of the 3 races will take advantage in the tiebreaker. So in the case where, let's say, Paxo wins this race and the Hamster gets second, Hamster's going to be at 4 points. And then Loyalist will need to win the third race, also get to 4 points. He would need to beat Hamster's time from the first finish in order to beat him on tiebreaker. And the
Yeah,
same
so
for
it just comes
Paxo
down
if he
to
gets
base.
second place, first place this race, second place for the next one.
So it just goes down to base time rather than the actual racing.
Yeah, Paxo with a quick icicle launch, gonna be exactly what he needs. Only an 11-second gap right now, so actually losing a little bit of time to the Hamster on the Necromancer.
Still pulling his lead though, which I like to see.
Is that enough height? Oh, barely enough height on fast
Oh,
OTD, but
just
gets it
enough
first
height.
try. And Hamster getting icicle launch, having a little bit of trouble getting the buddy up.
How do I get over there?
Yeah, if Paxo is able to get statue launch relatively quickly, he will be in a great position to close out this race. And he gets it first try.
Hamster to go in for his fast OTD. Getting it first try.
Yeah, both OTDs, or both fast OTDs first try, but Hamster setting it up a little bit quicker. And if he gets a good statue launch, he's going to be able to catch up a couple more seconds maybe.
Doesn't look like he is though. This really isn't giving Loyalist much time that he can make up here going into OTD.
Yeah, really not
And he misses
any big
icicle
time losses
launch.
in OTD. Paxo had a little bit of trouble getting that horizontal buddy up to do the tree spin launch. But that was really the only bad part of his OTD, getting a 210. Respectable time.
Yeah. About to see Hamster's time. Only 3 seconds.
Honestly,
No.
this could be PB pace for Paxo if he gets a solid inside information. I believe the community gold is a 558. So he needs, I think, a 613 in order to PB. Only needs to get about 15 seconds off the community gold.
I did not come to steal from you. Oh, Smaug, the unnecessarily...
So after missing quite a few tries with Icicle launch, Loyalist also did not get first try fast OTD, which really isn't great for him in this situation, where he just needs to scrape back all the time that he can.
Truly, the tales and songs.
I think Paxo losing some time on this bear skip, it's gonna make
Oh, Smaug,
PV
the stupendous.
very difficult now. Hamster almost caught up.
Do you think flattery will keep you alive?
No, no.
No, indeed.
Yeah, Paxo still in a prime position to win this race. Especially if we see the Jack launch mistakes that Hamster had last race.
Yeah, he's definitely got good pace going ahead of Hamster here.
Yeah, Loyalist finally finishing on the doorstep. 2:45 segment. Really not what you want to see there. Almost losing a full minute
Iron barrel rider.
to like a ideal split. Yeah, that's gonna make it really tough for him to get any points. He just has to fully
We're actually
rely on a
seeing
disaster.
Paxo struggling a few times with Chandelier skip just there.
Honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if Hamster is in the lead LRT right now. Oh, he's going for toe slide. We can see the difference in strats. Before,
That is interesting.
yeah, before he didn't go for it because he had a lead, but now he's gonna go for toe slide to potentially save time. He missed it twice, but still getting it, saving a couple seconds with it, and he is most definitely in the lead LRT right now. You saw how big the difference was on screen at the end of OTD, and that was only a 3-second gap. Hamster definitely in the lead right now.
My teeth are swords. My claws are
If Hamster is able to win this race, he will definitely, like most definitely, guarantee himself the first seed.
I was just saying.
And then it will
Yeah.
just make whoever gets the better time between Loyalist and Paxo next race get the second seed.
Well, that is assuming that
Yeah, assuming Paxo gets
They
second,
do.
but right now Paxo has about a 2-minute lead over Loyalist.
Loyalist really is preying on something catastrophic happening going into these final rooms of the race.
Yeah, this is still anyone's race between Hamster and Paxo entering this last section. I would say it's less than 5 seconds difference.
Yeah, I'd agree. It is very, very, very tight between them.
Get those bellows working. Go!
Coming up to the first launch of the room.
Paxo getting it up.
First try.
First try buddy up, first try launch. Hamster not getting the buddy up. If you don't get the buddy up on your first attempt, it can be really hard to back it up sometime. Getting it eventually, but Paxo getting the second launch immediately. Gonna save some time. That also,
This is what he needs.
Hamster still has to get this. Getting the buddy up second try, getting the launch. I would say Paxo's back in the lead by now. But it's gonna come down to Jack launch.
And we did see Hamster struggling just a bit with Jack launch. Last run. So hopefully he's managed to fix that between runs. We're about to see Loyalist come out of the unskippable cutscene as well. Just into this room that Hamster and Paxo are in now. We'll see how he finds these launches.
Yeah, unless someone has like a major disaster on Jack launch, which can happen. It has happened before. It's looking like Loyalist is not. Paxo setting it up. Has to get rid of that piece. And he gets the buddy up first try. And he's going to finish.
Very impressive run.
He's going to
Let's
finish
see
with
Hamster.
a 23-40. We have to see Hamster is able to get this first try, but I think Paxo is going to take this.
The struggle, but
Hamster getting the launch.
he does get it.
And he is going to finish with a 23-51. Which means Paxo is going to take this race.
By 11 seconds, that is just what he needed.
Yep, Paxo managing to clutch out the clean back half of II to win this race. So that means we're going to have Hamster at 4 points, Paxo at 3 points, and Loyalist at 1 point. This last race, genuinely, literally any outcome is still possible. It just depends on who ends up winning, who ends up taking second, but literally any outcome is still possible. Just gonna wait for Loyalist to finish out this run, but if the other runners want to head to the title screen,
Hoping for a quick Jack launch here. Not that you can still come first or second, but just the practice for the next run.
getting the launch but bonking his head. That is unfortunate.
And that should be just about time for Loyalist, which will come at 26:18. Almost 3 minutes behind Paxo. 2.5 minutes just about. Very impressive from all runners, nonetheless.
Alright, if the runners want to reset their splits, feel free to. And then just go right ahead and get to skipping, or get to that cutscene and then tab out of the game. So we can start our third match right away. Third and final match.
And as you were just saying, this really is just anyone's game. Whoever wins this, it means a lot to win.
Paxo, just remember to reset your splits. Okay, we're good now.
asked me once if I had told you everything
Right.
there was to
The
know.
Loyalist
The
is
runners are
ready.
ready to start. We can skip the cutscene in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. Good luck, everyone. Gonna still have a little bit of delay, like usual, but we should have everyone starting on time.
There was the city of
Paxo starting Loyalist, and
peaceful and prosperous.
the Hamster starting about 5 seconds, just about 5 seconds after Paxo there. Not that that contributes to timings of anything,
Yeah,
just
since our results from this last race, still anyone can qualify, but right now the only way Loyalist can qualify is if he wins this race. He would need to win this race, and
Hamster would have to lose.
so not necessarily. The time that Paxo got last race was a so the time that Hamster got in the first race was his best time. He got a 23:40. So he would either need to beat, like, if he beats that time and wins, he's qualifying no matter what. Because that would mean he either beats the Hamster on tiebreaker or he has more points than Paxo. But if he wins the race and gets a slower time than Hamster, the Hamster will beat him on tiebreaker. And it depends if Paxo gets second. Yeah, all 3 runners getting gem skip again. So we are 9 for 9 on gem skips today. Hopefully we have less 1 tries missed than the last 2 races.
Yeah, it'll be very interesting to see just how many 1 tries are hit this time, hopefully keeping the competition quite close compared to other runs. Hopefully nobody is particularly dragging behind, like Paxo in the first race or Loyalist in the second. Seeing them all going into this building sequence, looking quite even. Obviously the streams aren't perfectly in sync, but it is looking to be quite close between all 3.
Looks like Hamster was able to play the gems the best, so he's going to be probably tied with Paxo LRT. Paxo hitting barrier skip, got stuck on the piece, so it was a little bit sketchy. Hamster getting it as well.
Hamster also getting it.
Also,
Let's see Loyalist attempt,
able to redeem himself. Gets it very quickly.
which he does, very clean.
Yeah, assuming no mistakes on the gold jumps, gonna have a much closer greatest kingdom between the 3 runners than we have previous 2 races.
Paxo getting first try vertical, and Hamster getting first try vertical, buddy up here. See if Loyalist can keep up with these two. Struggling to get the vertical, he gets it though. And he succeeds with the gold jumps. Very impressive. They can be tricky, as even the smallest hiccup can send you back to the start of that room. All three in the auto-scroller now.
Yeah, the big thing with gold jumps are they are frame perfect. So even though you can buffer them, they are still quite difficult. And if you manage to get halfway through and then mess up on the second half, you'll get a respawn with player 1 and then be all the way back to the start with player 2, so it just loses even more time. The Hamster with the best greatest kingdom out of the 3 with a 525. Paxo 6 seconds behind, 531, and then Loyalist 25 behind, 550. Not exactly what you want to see, given that you need to win this race if you want to qualify.
Nobody get first try. Bush skip.
Yeah, looks like the Hamster
Could see Loyalist
push
get it.
launch. It's gonna end. The issues are gonna end. Usually, I think the last 2 races he had really bad bush launches, but this one he's improved it.
Loyalist getting a very, very lucky launch there. First try could make up some time. Though it's still going to be quite tricky, given the amount of time that he needs to make up. Not much interesting happening here, just hub movement as we're approaching River 2 skip. I think we'll see Hamster getting there first. Just with the simple hover flying that we've seen previously. It is looking quite close between the runners.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see if we have anyone, if they miss spine launch, they decide to just drop it right away. I know we saw Loyalist in the last match. He eventually decided to stop going for it, but he did lose maybe 30 seconds trying to re-attempt it with the bad camera. Hamster not getting it initially, but manages to get it with the bad camera. Paxo also looks like he's getting it.
We're about to see Loyalist's attempt of it as well. He's coming up to it now. Let's see if he can redeem himself from the previous run.
Paxo having...
Which he does. Oh
not
no!
enough height.
Just not getting enough height. Same as last time. Is he gonna...
No, he's just gonna
He's just
go
gonna
for the hover
back
right
up
away.
straight away.
Honestly, I
he
would
does the
say the
same
better
again.
choice. Yeah, it's not
Same
going to be
again,
good for
being a
any
bit too
Loyalist
far
fans.
right.
Considering he needs to win this if he wants to qualify.
Disturbance of the tombs of the Nine confirm that
And then Hamster getting an 824 exit. Honestly, really solid. I think the best ever gotten was like around an 815 or so. Not a bad run at all.
Definitely not. He's pulling ahead of Paxo. Even more coming out of LFP. Getting almost 20 seconds ahead there. As we see Loyalist's time come in. Coming out of looking for proof. with a 9.35. Definitely not looking good for him. If Paxo and Hamster can get this birdless skip.
Yeah, another thing to note is that if the Hamster wins this race, it's gonna guarantee the placement, the Hamster first seed, Paxo second. No matter if Loyalist gets second or third. I'm really liking the strat that Hamster's
Ooh.
doing. He's always going for this bird heal as a backup, even if it looks like it might not work. Or even if it
Paxo
looks good.
might be struggling here. I think he's done what he did in his first run. Gandalf looked upright to me.
Oh,
And he is.
he gets a launch, but he got launched really far back, so he's gonna be too far away.
Oh. Is he going to go for... He's not going for bird skip once again.
Yeah, so that's
He's
gonna
going to do
put
the room casually.
him really far behind. But the thing is, for it to actually matter, Loyalist still needs to beat the Hamster. And if the Hamster keeps playing on this run that he is on right now, where I don't think he has had a single major mistake, it's gonna be really
Not that
tough for
I've seen.
Loyalist to catch up. Even he's a minute 10 behind out of the second level.
I'm very intrigued to see Loyalist succeeding with birdless, putting him a nice way ahead of Paxo.
Yeah, Paxo really struggling with this trick over these 3 matches, missing it twice. But it looks like he's getting bailed out by that good performance in the second match. And assuming the Hamster doesn't have any major mistakes, it doesn't look like it's gonna.
Yeah, I think we can safely say Hamster, unless he makes a major mistake, I think he'll have quite a comfortable lead going through most
Yeah.
of this match.
You could say that Paxo's tournament life is in the Hamster's hands.
It really is.
Honestly, more than his own. It's interesting to see, though, that from the 3 matches we've had so far, we haven't had a single person to win every single race. The first qualifier match was, or wait, no, I think Nolan actually did. So, okay.
Yeah, Nolan did beat me 2-0.
So, I guess from the 2 actual matches we've had so far in the ladder, out of 3 runners, 1v1v1, we haven't had anyone to win all 3. Interested to see if that might change between the next 2 matches we have for this week. Very well could.
Yeah, I'm intrigued to see how each of those play out. And everyone in chat, make sure to tune in for them if possible, of course.
Yeah, we will show the date and time for those upcoming matches at the end of this race. So, if you would like to see when they are, stay tuned.
I'm very intrigued to see just the lead that Hamster has coming out of this level when we get the split times in.
He's gonna have over a minute lead compared to both runs. Assuming he doesn't like miss a cycle. Which is something that you can do. If you do not have your shield up for this phase where the blue thing hits you, you have to wait for him to throw a lot more things before you get to reattempt it. And it loses 30 to 40 seconds. It is extremely difficult to mess up that bad. Looks like Hamster is going to be getting 0 studs. Another thing that can happen with this game is you can get 0 studs, like in the level, and then for some reason it'll like the True Adventurer status bar will still show up in the status screen. I'm not actually sure why, but it is something that can happen.
That is actually caused by input, as far as I know. So if they are almost over spamming with their controller,
Yeah, I know it
prompts
happened
it to show
to
for some
me
reason.
a lot in looking for proof if I was mashing to skip the cutscene with player 2.
Yeah.
The Hamster is going to show us one of the DLC characters, the spider, with the second player, fooling around a little bit.
Really just provoking the other runners here.
First try fast OTD, but he is struggling to get this buddy up.
Unfortunately, I don't think that at this point it really does matter. The Loyalist coming in with a 16:38, a minute and 38 behind Hamster coming out of that level.
Oh, and Paxo
And-
actually still ahead of Loyalist.
That's interesting considering he missed Birdless.
Yeah. I guess he did have about a minute lead entering the level, but I guess Loyalist's split was really bad somehow. Like a 703 is not good. And I'm not actually sure where he lost it. But missing Bicycle Launch, that's gonna give Hamster even more of a lead.
Oh,
And now
he's just accidentally broken it.
he's just gonna go for the back.
He's gonna have to take the casual stroll through the village. Really not what he needed.
Yeah, I think it's like almost safe to say just over for him now, because Hamster is done OTD before Loyalist is even gonna enter the level. And he doesn't even know the shortcut. There is like a cut that you can do through the city there that saves about 15 seconds. Because following those studs are so slow.
The last light of Durin's day had
Okay, that is very unfortunate for Loyalist. But if you are a Paxo fan,
the company passed
probably what you want to see.
through the secret door.
And I think Hamster fans have been quite comfortable in their seats through this run.
A Hamster with 17-18 exit 2 on the doorstep. His potential to beat his event personal best right now is at 23:42.
Paxo coming in about minute 17 behind Hamster. But just because of Loyalists' few mistakes, big mistakes, safe to say these, quite comfortable
Paxo actually
in
saved
second.
a lot of time on the doorstep, saving 18 seconds. The Hamster, but long as Hamster doesn't have a major disaster here, it's not gonna matter.
under hills and over hills, my path is led. And through the air, I am he who
We
walks
did
on-
see Hamster actually just get stuck on one of the breakable objects. He got
Riddle maker.
right in front of him, and he couldn't really just get past it without getting pushed into the gold. And since you are in this forced rolling state, do not buffer jump on it. Paxo dying again on this chandelier skip. Or not chandelier skip, on this second barrier skip. He did that last run as well.
No dwarf
And
here.
we're gonna
Hamster
see
going for
Hamster.
toast slide once again. Misses it twice. 3 times. Really not what he needs. Misses it a 4th time. And gets it 5th. Still comfortably.
Oh, and falling in at the bottom, but coming all the way back up. You have to slide on one of the pieces in order to actually get to the bottom, and he falls into the gold. And deciding to just completely bail out on the skip makes sense. He still has a pretty considerable lead over Paxo, but I guess he just wanted to make the run a little bit better by going for the 10-second time save.
Yeah, I'm really not surprised by his decisions there.
Yeah, probably only gonna be around 30 to 40 seconds ahead of Paxo.
My teeth are swords. My claws
I guess Paxo did
are
lose
spears. My
some time in this room, so honestly just giving time for Loyalist to catch up. No matter how bad it seems, 2 minutes 40 seconds, you never know. Both runners could just miss Jack launch for 2 minutes.
And you can't forget there are 2 or 3 launches before that. It can be quite tricky, even at this high level.
The Arkenstone. Did you find it?
The plan's not gonna work. These furnaces are stone cold.
With no fire hot enough to set
There
them
is
ablaze.
technically,
We're not.
it's not a soft lock, like not a complete soft lock, but what you can do is if you like stand on the chain that you pull to end the level with player 1, as you like click special with player 2, you can actually just soft lock. And the only backup to finish the level is to do jack launch and then land on like an invisible wall all the way on the left and then hover into the end level trigger, which I'm sure no one here has ever done restricted. It has been done a couple times with VSync off, but I wouldn't be surprised. Use the save statue in that case. The Hamster getting this launch.
Pretty comfortably 2nd try. Going for a safe lost launch here. 2nd try once again.
Now we get to see Paxo attempt launches. First try for him. Honestly, barely enough height to get over the wall. How can I hit the box? That is one of the issues with just not hitting the box. If you don't hit it, you can just sometimes get launches that are really low. And you have to do this backup, which sucks because it just loves to give you vertical buddy up. Like every single time, no matter what you do.
Yeah, you really have to jam player 1 in there to get the horizontal, which he does get. What's that, 3rd or 4th try?
Good thing for him is it's probably not gonna make it. Unless Hamster genuinely has a meltdown here. Oh, that also could have been bad.
Almost
Almost
quit
exiting the hub. That could have been a way to turn the tables.
Would have been a very, very interesting end to his run. Going for Jack Launch, which hasn't been too successful for him tonight. Struggling
I think
again,
he's just
actually.
pressing special super late. Okay, that works. Gets enough height. And it
And he
looks like
does.
he's gonna take this race. And that is time. 24-16 from the Hamster. So he is going to take this race. And he's going to get the first seed in top 8.
Very well played by a Hamster there. We're about to see Paxo going into Jack Launch now.
That
Hopefully he can play just as well, or even better.
That finish is also going to guarantee Paxo with the second seed, but he's just going to finish this run out. Try and get the extra point, make it look better on the sheet. Gets the launch. He's going to finish this out with a 25-23.
Very impressive time, as we're seeing Loyalist come up in the final moments of the previous room. Unfortunately, going down to Rung 2 for the next week, regardless of how he does in here.
Yeah, both Hamster and Paxo locking in their top 8 spots. They are not going to have to play until after week 4.
Yeah, they've got quite a comfortable practice period. Hamster celebrating his win a bit, as you can see. Loyalist just wrapping his run up.
My name is Bilbo Baggins. Bilbo Baggins.
Him attempting Jack Launch, see if he gets it quick.
Oh, it looked good. He got the turn, but nobody up. I think he
Yeah,
actually
usually
does
that
this
turn.
with controller, which is probably why it's not working. Hitting the bonk there, unlucky.
We did just see him drop out at the end of the previous level, so maybe he is switching to keyboard here.
Oh, I guess he would be on double keyboard then, because I believe Loyalist plays controller keyboard. One of the only top
Right.
runners to do so.
He is getting that turn quite consistently, which usually is a sign of the buddy up, but getting really unlucky here.
I think this is just something that can happen if you like bonk. Sometimes Jack launch just like will not launch you. Like I've had this happen twice.
Oh, is there a Lego piece in the way?
I don't think so, but I'm pretty sure he's just gonna get the turn now and it's not gonna launch him. And like the only way, I actually don't even know how to fix it. Okay. Gets the launch with one of the players, not the correct player, and also not enough height. Yeah, this is just like unfortunate because most of these attempts should be working, but
Yeah,
sometimes the trick just does this. Finally getting it. He is going to
and he'll
be
be closing
finishing
up.
with a 28-54. Unfortunate ending for Loyalist. He will be going down to Rung 2 for next week. But yeah, that will conclude this match. I believe we're just gonna show our next matches coming up. So, our next match is actually going to be on this Saturday at 9:30 Eastern. We have our Rung 4 match between Dedra, Origin of Chaos, and Nolan. And then the next day, right after, at 6 a.m. Eastern, we're going to have the Rung 3 match between Gamer Olive, Kulikos, and Mujin. Yeah, make sure to tune in for those. It's going to be hype. But yeah, now, thank you everyone for watching.